Welcome to TradeTheMBA.com. This is John's reports for the 24th of September. Well, we're stuck in this, malaise of nowhere. We're caught with steel below cyan, which is a bit bearish. We've got the positive move of midterm buyers above, just rising. They're not quite above red DOC. And the red DOC is pretty much just in a flat line. So we're within this rising gold, but we're just plateaued. So again, ABM yellow becomes the benchmark, and that's at the 2990 range. Above that, you stay to the long side bias. Below it, it potentially bodes for a little bit more weakness, though there's still plenty of support. Of course, we have our intraday ones that are 77, but then you have 76% right here at 71, and that's kind of becoming a confluence area. So unless there's a new catalyst, but we've completely reset our shakeout. It's virtually at zero, and not overbought, oversold, anything like that. It's just people are waiting. And that's fine after a pause like this, because we reached the peaks, came back down, smoothed right across, but we've been flirting with the peaks. The problem is like this, euro fading when U.S. is still cutting its rates shows the immense weakness of the eurozone, and that's still moving money towards America. And as long as that's the case, it's problematic for the U.S. as far as trading, because it makes things more expensive in Europe that are American products. But overall, U.S. is still maintaining its dominance. Oil maintaining this. Of course, the Saudis now backtracking, suggesting that it's going to take longer for them to repair their facilities. All that's going to do is just ease the glut that exists out there, so some storage facilities are going to finally empty up. We're still not seeing any panic per se, but the fact that it is holding up reasonable level suggests that there's still plenty of demand, and that's the key factor, is the demand to justify it. If there is, then things are not completely falling apart. And from a gold standpoint, we knew this was going to be coming back, and that's exactly what it did right off the pivot 3, X2 there. And this has not really done a whole lot, but still moving back towards the peak. And what's going to happen is it's probably going to be on lower shakeout if it makes it up to the highs. If it doesn't make it up and create new highs, then it's a significant problem. Could be a little bit deeper plunge on that one after the fact. And again, there's a problem, no inflation, basic kind of stuff there. So we started off with the pre-market futures gap up, which was kind of contrary to what we were seeing from the beginning, but of course filtered right back in. So that made it very easy when you have that kind of retrace going back. We ended up with a orange candle, and that sort of faded back into position, and once we finally got the rising DSC red, steel came back above. That finally gave the little trigger. It was an okay move, but we ended up with the separation here of the green cyan, and that was where orange was already had crossed above, steel finally crossed below, and that created a nice solid move. We continued to go across pretty evenly throughout. We just tried to retrace back up to the peak. We ended up with some soft spots, and then, right as after the market ended and transitioning to the new day, we got that steep move with the orange dipping below and green crosses above cyan. That took place right about there, and you can see the effects of that have been from the pre-market positive extreme. So retrace all the way back to right around the 97 range is what we'd be looking for. Just ended up with a little bit of a short spread right here as the magenta candle came in, and that's again caught right between. It's just the same story, the 3008, 2994, then we have the 77, 71 below, and those have just sort of been key areas, and it's just a matter of looking at it. You can see how those positive extremes really identify that quite nicely. So we'll just keep going with the action as it just gyrates back and forth until we can get some form of breakout, either to the upside or down. It just means that things are still net positive overall, and that's where it is. As always, though, something unique, I will certainly put it up. Trade well. We'll talk again later.